For speed's sake, I have already applied a matte primer. I'm using the L'Oreal Prime Lab 24-hour matte. I always put that on my face before I apply sunscreen. Keeps the sunscreen from getting oily. And then next, I'm going to be applying the Coppertone Sport Mineral Face Sunscreen SPF 50. This is a mineral sunscreen. And I do the 2-finger method, so 1, ooh, stuff is running. 2, and I've seen a lot of people do this method, and yes, it works. But that's the amount that you're supposed to put on your face, ears, and neck, not just your face. And I think that's what people get hung up. They rub just this amount just on their face, and they come out and get ghostly. And I put this on my eyelids. And down to my neck. Make sure you remove any jewelry because you're supposed to put this on your ears as well. A little more. And as you can see, it leaves a white cast, but it's not horrible. So that's what I use on my face. And I put this over a matte primer because my face has a tendency to get extremely oily in the heat and sweaty. And the matte primer keeps the sunscreen from breaking down, so that's why I put it underneath. And then for my body, I use this, the Sport Mineral SPF 50. And I put this on my arms, legs, chest, everywhere that's not, I don't use the other sunscreen, so I'm going to show you what this looks like on one arm. And again, you're supposed to use a teaspoonful per body part. So I like to put it on places I like to miss, like this, and then rub it in. And yes, this takes some rubbing, but I guarantee you, once you get it rubbed in, the white cast is very, very, very minimal, even on me, with the right amount. Now, if you're dark, this is going to leave a white cast, but I just want to show you what it looks like on one arm, and then I'll finish the rest of my body off camera. So once it's good and rubbed in to my whole arm, I'll show you what it looks like. So here we go. Sunscreen, and without sunscreen, as you can see, it's very minimal white cast. Nobody's ever going to realize that you're wearing sunscreen. Now, it is a little more white on my face, but my face is lighter than the rest of my body anyway, so it's going to look lighter on my face. So I'm going to finish putting on my sunscreen, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I have applied sunscreen to my entire body. I wanted to give you some tips on sunscreen application, and then I'll show you how I finish my makeup. So, remember that you're supposed to use 1/4 of a tablespoon, and that should be enough to cover your face, your ears, front and back, and the front of your neck. And then for the rest of your body, you're supposed to use a tablespoon per body part. So that means half a tablespoon. I use a half a tablespoon on my upper chest, and then back on my neck, and then a half a tablespoon upper part of arm, lower part of arm. A half a tablespoon, a little bit more, about a tablespoon, about a half a tablespoon on lower leg and a half tablespoon on upper leg, and 1/4 tablespoon per foot and ankle. So just remember that equation, and it should be enough to cover your entire exposed body part, your exposed areas to the sun. So, and if it's rubbed in properly and you use the right amount, you will not have a white cast. Now, there is often a problem with getting your back with sunscreen, and there are 2 ways around this. One way is to get a sun cover if you're going to be outside for a very long time, so you don't have to reapply the sunscreen on your back, or you can get a sunscreen application tool. I don't have one. I don't know what happened to mine. I used to have one. I had one last summer, but now I can't find it. I probably threw it out in a purge, bathroom cleaning purge. But there are a couple available on Amazon that you can buy. They're not expensive. You can find them very inexpensively. You can even use sun tanner lotion applicators. You don't have to buy one specifically meant for sunscreen, and if you get one that's meant for sunless tanner, they're even less expensive. So that's it. Now at this point in my makeup, this is where I add my eye primer and my color corrector, and then I set with primer. I'm going to do all of that off camera, and then I'll show you what I look like after that with the rest of my makeup done. Okay, at this point, after you've applied your foundation and color corrector and concealer, if your face is feeling a bit oily, you can take a tissue and blot off that oil. So you don't have to use anything special. I'm just using toilet paper. I'm not kidding. No shame, no shame. It's inexpensive, and you just blot. See, you can blot off that excess. Just blot your face. And then I would recommend going back with another set of setting spray at this point, a mattifying setting spray, and then finishing your makeup as usual. And I will be right back to show you what my makeup looks like complete. I want to show you that my makeup is done and it is matte. And yes, I used sunscreen, and it's matte because of the matte primer, the matte setting spray, the longwear products, and powders. So as you can see, this is what my face looks like. My makeup looks like over that sunscreen. It's not shiny. And for reapplication, I'll be right back because I'm going to show you what I do. Alright, so to reapply my sunscreen throughout the day, I use one of those silicone squeezy tube applicators, and I fill it with my big bottle of sunscreen, and that's for my body. But for my face, I use a sunscreen powder. I use the Nature's Apothecary sunscreen powder, which is SPF 30, and it comes in this huge tube like this, and I fill a compact. So that way I can reapply my sunscreen to my face and my neck with this compact over my makeup. Now, I also wear a hat in the sun, so that also helps. For the rest of my body, I reapply the SPF 50, and if I'm going to be out in the sun for any length of time, I wear a sun jacket. I can't find mine right now, otherwise I'd show you, but I will also carry with me a sun shawl for my shoulders if walking around, because in the summer I always get a sunburn on my shoulders. I don't know why, since I'm not so light. I'm kind of medium tan, but my shoulders get burnt every summer despite using sunscreen. So I like to keep them covered when I go out. Now, I use only mineral sunscreens. I don't like chemical sunscreens. I'm kind of afraid of them. That's just my preference because I've had cancer, and so that's why I use zinc mineral sunscreens. Now, I've heard that zinc mineral sunscreens can be hard to remove, and I recommend using a oil-based cleanser like this one, and they will come straight off. Regular soap will not remove the sunscreen, but an oil-based cleanser like this totally will. I use the Eucerin one, but there's one by Neutrogena, and I think it's called Rain Bath. That one works as well. I like this one because it's fragrance free. And the other thing is, you can use on your face, you can use micellar milk. The only thing about using micellar milk to remove this, like a cleansing remover, is make sure you follow it up by washing your face with an actual soap. That's what I do if I use that to remove my makeup. Usually I just use this, and it takes all the makeup and everything off in one fell swoop. I do have to wash my face twice, but I'm telling you, this even removes waterproof eyeliner and all that long wear makeup and everything. This takes it off. So you really don't need the face cleanser plus this. You can just use this one to take everything off. So if you liked my sunscreen application tips for body and face and how to remove it all, please give me a 2 thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down and tell me how I can improve. My name is Mimi, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.